Okay, so hello everyone. This is the first episode of the new podcast I'm putting out, which is gonna be called the Transparent Trader Podcast. And I'm happy to have my first guest here, which I reached out to on the Discord from Iman, I think. And yeah, basically, tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, when did you get into trading? Stuff like this.
Well, I started somewhere but just before the big crypto bull run of 2019, 2020. Uh, that sounds like a really great time to get into crypto, but unfortunately, I did not do very well in that first bull run.
I
I
can,
I probably spent the whole bull run losing.
yeah, can totally relate to that. So that's exactly like the time I got into trading as well. So I remember like first I got into crypto.com. I had some people like tell me about crypto and all this stuff, and oh, it's making so much money, and I joined it with crypto.com, bought a couple of coins, and then just a couple weeks later already transferred all the funds to Binance to trade them, and basically just lost money all the way. Did you have like beginner's luck as well? So any highs in the beginning of your trading that kept you wanting to continue this journey and thinking,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I can't give you a specific example. I used to run a strategy that was buy it underneath of the 200 moving average and sell it above the 200 moving average, and that's a terrible strategy, but for some reason the first couple of months I had real good luck with it, and thought I was a real good trader with this big brain strategy of mine, and it turned out that was not a good strategy.
yeah, obviously it kind of works well in the bull market when the 200 MA holds up well. Yeah, it's all kind of the same for me. And when did you like transition? Or what are you trading right now? What products? Or when did you transition and started like taking it seriously?
um well, mostly I focus on Bitcoin. I fell into the same trap that pretty much every crypto trader falls into. When you first start, there'll be some guy who tells you there's no point in holding Bitcoin because random whatever coin has a higher upside. So of course I was invested fully in garbage coins and no Bitcoin at all, and these coins go up 300% and then to zero overnight. So uh, it it really took a lot of those going to zeros for me to just start focusing straight on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Um, and
And
there's been legal issues with Bitcoin lately, so I'm sort of in the middle of transitioning away from that now. Even I still definitely mainly focus on Bitcoin, but I'm starting to move into the traditional finance scene now.
so you're like just to get it straight, like you're trading crypto right now. So
Yep.
okay. And so since 2019, I think you said, as of 1920, you said. So and are you right now like profitable and finding profitability, or just like break even, or where are you at your journey right now?
I I a couple of months ago I quit my job and took full time trading, and so I'm definitely profitable, but I definitely regret quitting my job. I was not ready to quit my job that early. Uh,
Yeah,
so yeah, I make I'm profitable, but not impressively so, I guess I
okay,
should say.
okay. Like obviously, like quitting your job is like huge. I think it's something I really advise hardly against like anyone. Like even if you're profitable, it's just if you're like doing this full time. In my opinion, like, and also with all the other traders I talked to in Discord, I'm active and stuff. Like quitting your job is kind of rough, even if you're really a good trader, because it adds another layer of probably you know this best right now. Maybe you can tell us something about it, but it adds another layer of emotional stress to it because now you're kind of depending on this money, and this, in my opinion, kind of changes a little bit the approach how you approach trading. So for me, it was always like back when it was just purely a hobby, I was trading better than right now when I'm trying to transition to full time. And yeah, it's like it was a lot better when I had it as a hobby and investing like 2 to 3 hours a day. And now like with pre-market prep, like taking trades, journaling, all the good stuff, I'm investing like close to 6 to 7 hours a day, and I'm actually right now struggling the most I've been like in the last 1.5 year, and I'm putting the most work in just because I want to go full time. So had you some kind of similar experience with it, or?
Oh, absolutely. I fully agree with that. Pretty much the same for me as well. It, the transition to full time, it's just not something you can expect. You have a drawdown, a max drawdown written on paper of whatever. I think in my case it was like 8 minus 18 R, or I can't remember for sure, but it was below 20 R, and I ended up going on a losing streak of 32 in a row or something, 30 in a row. So significant. My max drawdown is significantly further than I calculated, like almost double.
Jeez, that must be hard. And right now, are you still like, because earlier you mentioned you had you started off obviously like almost everybody, in my opinion, does, with some sort of strategy that's very basic, and like maybe you found someone on YouTube or anywhere like really tell you, yeah, you buy above this, sell above this, something like this, buy sell indicators. Like, did you fall into the traps of signal groups, buy sell indicators and stuff like this as well? And like, how did you transition away from it, or are you still like having kind of that? There's nothing against like using indicators. I know a lot of people who use indicators and are profitable with it, but in the end, it's just, in my opinion, comes down to your experience with those indicators. So, and just like a kind of deeper understanding for the market. So, how does it work for you? Like, how are you trading right now? And did you fall into these traps early on in your career?
Yeah, I would say yeah. VWAP, stuff like that. RSI. Not nothing against those. I'm sure somebody can trade them, but they're not meant for a strategy uh, alone by themselves, and that's how I was treating it early on. And that just doesn't work. I don't care what your opinion of the VWAP or whatever is. You simply can't trade it alone.
Yeah, I think nothing is. And then how do you trade now? Is it based of price action? Is it based of like intuition, feeling that you developed over the years, or how would you describe your trading style and your edge?
Rule based. I try to take the intuition out of it as much as possible. I haven't had much luck with intuition style strategies. Although there's always an amount of intuition involved. That this bar is a little bigger, so the momentum's coming in a little harder to my zone. So there is still some subjectivity to it, but I try to cut that out as much as possible with with math and statistics.
Okay, so how would you describe your edge? Is it like you talked about zones? So is it supply demand based or support resistance? Uh, or what are your rules then? Like to enter a trade, for example, if you wanna long something, what gives you like kind of an idea how you wanna long it?
I run a playbook, so each play will have its own set of strict entry, profit, stop loss rules already. For example, the 3 bar play is one that I like to run. It looks for a large move, and then a bit of a resting bar, and then another big large move, and so I'm
Okay.
really just waiting for that big move and that resting bar, and then when the igniting bar comes, I'm ready to get in. Hopefully, if it
Okay.
comes.
Yeah, on the second leg, basically. Yeah, great. Like having a playbook is something I highly advocate as well. So kind of like SMB, you hear SMB talk about this a lot, and also FedCat, this who's the trader I look up to the most on the kind of retail scene. Like I've learned the most from FedCat basically, and he's great. Like he's awesome, and so having a playbook is huge. Like playbooking your trade setups, documenting it, like working and improving your edge. Do you record yourself trading, for example, just out of curiosity? So, like, do you record your screen and then go over it and then kind of analyze your trades afterwards?
Yep. I started here. And this is it's empty right now because this is what I used to record my trades on.
Oh,
Just a
nice.
regular notebook. But see, as you can see, I didn't write
Yeah,
anything in June
yeah.
because now I keep it on my Discord. Um,
Awesome.
it's the same thing. It just I post it all on my Discord now so other people can look at it.
That is great. Like I do think maybe I can link your Discord as well in the video description later for
Sure.
those guys interested in crypto and stuff like this. So I do think journaling is important, and I do think transparency is important. That's why I started my channel. Basically, I started my channel just to record my own trades. It was also a tip from Fatcat. Like he kind of said, you gotta record your own trading sessions, and I started off recording them just basically on my with OBS and just storing them on my PC. But then I started like streaming them privately on my YouTube because it's a lot more handy. I guess you don't need the storage space on your PC, and you can basically watch it from anywhere. You have access to YouTube too. So I think that's huge. Like streaming on YouTube is huge. If you don't want to do it publicly, just stream privately. Download OBS, stream privately, and then you can wherever you are on your phone, like you can rewatch yourself trading everywhere, anywhere. That's huge. A game changer for me. And after a while, then I kind of thought, okay, now I wanna make this channel, and that then I started streaming publicly. And this transparency, I think, is something if you kind of put it out there, like it leaves you responsible and accountable for your actions, what you're doing, and kind of holds you accountable for all your mistakes. So I think there's a huge edge in it, as long as you don't let the pressure get to yourself. So what do you do in your
Oh,
Discord? Do
I
you?
fully agree with that. When I first started publicly showing my trades in my Discord, I had a real ego struggle. I was really embarrassed to show losing trades and stuff like that. It was really hard on me, and I bet I've probably been doing it for I don't know a year in that Discord, and now I'll show a loss like it's nothing. I'll be proud of the loss actually now because I'm just so used to it. It's not stressful anymore.
Yeah, that's huge. Like for me, right now, I'm at a point like I'm trading better on stream than I'm more trading off stream. So I had like two major blow ups in the like on my funded accounts, like the last couple of months, and like they will happen off stream because on stream they don't happen. Like on stream, I would feel embarrassed to scale into a loser or move my stop or to anything that stupid. So but off stream like it can happen, so that's why it's also I think important. Like if you're streaming, like I think it gives you an edge on it own, as long as you don't. I think it's personal and individual, like with everything. Like maybe some people feel if they're streaming they're feeling like watched and maybe stressed and trading worse. But if you like someone who struggles with like moving stops or scaling into losing trades and stuff like this, I think there's a huge edge in the transparency and live streaming.
Absolutely. I had a early on. I had a really bad problem with catching the knife. I would write in my plan every single month: "Do not catch the knife." Next month, "Do not catch the knife." Next month, "Do not catch the knife." Probably 8 months in a row, I wrote that, and that problem goes away a lot faster when you're like, "Uh oh, everyone
Right,
can see me writing the same thing over and over again."
right, right. Uh, and for me, it's just like scaling into a loser, and pretty much like revenge trading, tilting, something like this. So each blow up happens within 5 minutes. So I'm like constantly profitable. Um, then I just blow it up in 5 minutes. Uh, that's, that's kind of my struggle. I got away from it. I was profitable for around a year, and now I'm kind of falling back into this trap. But it is what it is. Like I'll get over it. Um, and how did you overcome your falling catching a knife struggle? Like through the
Oh
embarrassment you had for your community, like always repeatedly catching this knife and like needing to
no,
post it, or just straight up like you couldn't take the losses anymore and it was just too heavy.
that was just what happened. Or that was before I had my own Discord. I just wrote it in my plan and didn't and ignored it for 8 months. I just at one point I just stopped. It hurt too much to keep trying it, so I just learned my lesson after a lot of burns, I guess.
Yeah, eventually you learn. Like I think everybody or almost everyone can learn how to trade. It's just you gotta like endure these times of struggles and this drawdown and all these mental hurdles you have to go through and just really not give up. I think that's the biggest part. I think the failure rate in trading is so high because a lot of people just give up at some point and then just they are a failure. Like a lot of I think like trading is like I think at a 95% failure rate or so what people say. And I think a lot of it is just because people give up. Like after a few months already when once the beginner rack runs out or they just blow up.
The numbers I have are 99% in the first year, 95% in the second year, and 85% in the third year.
Yeah.
Fail.
Yeah, exactly. Like I do think like it gets better over time. And I think if you're still around in the third, fourth year and stuff like this, I think eventually you probably can make it unless you have some. Yeah, if you actually improve, like that's also a thing in training. Like a lot of people are not journaling, not really improving, just keep on doing the same mistakes over and over again. How do
I've
you
heard
journal?
stories of it. I've heard stories of people taking 8 years to learn how to trade. Uh,
Yeah,
that's
for
why I
sure.
started my Discord. I hope I can make somebody not take 8 years.
Yeah, yeah, for me the same. Like I think there's, and also like I wanna kind of move the people away from all this paid trading content and concepts. Like I really hate it. Like I fell into it for my own. Like I can't like I started trading crypto like I said earlier as well, and I did buy a signal group in my first year, and I did lose money in the signal group like probably anybody does. And I did buy some trading education, and just in the end now everything's worthless. Especially like there might be some good trading education out there, but the thing is like it has to work for you and for your style as well. So even if it's the best trading education you buy, like is it a style that suits your personality? Your So that's why it's kind of hard. Like the only trading education, like I always say, like the only trading education, the only course I'd ever buy is if Fat Cat ever releases a course. Like his trading style is so close to mine. If he ever starts to put out a course, I'll probably buy it, and just because I do have so much from him in my trading style. But other than that, it's kind of rough, and I kind of especially like most of the YouTubers and traders in the industry. are not even profitable on their own and selling courses and signal groups to make money and make money off YouTube, and that just annoys me like crazy. And I just want to provide free trading education and maybe like eventually have YouTube. And right now I'm kind of would not want to go full time trading. Like yeah, I kind of really like look up to you that you took the step. Oh, are you right
Well,
now
I
regretting it?
regret it.
Or yeah, you regret it.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. So you
I
think
don't wish
about
I did that.
you think about getting back into a job, or just
No,
to have the safety net and then trade better again, or do you just wanna keep on trying it that way right now?
my I'm not. I say I quit my job, but I really just didn't show up for the last year and a half or whatever. So I really probably could get my job back. I'm just still kind of hanging on, I guess. But I still do. I wish I didn't quit my job. That is the truth.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a very hard decision, and that's also like kind of why I want to start YouTube, like at least to don't know. Like I think with some, I never will. I always said like I do not charge for anything, and I will never charge for anything ever. With trading. But like if eventually the channel becomes big enough and I make some ad revenue of YouTube, or yeah, maybe earn some money of affiliates or stuff like this, and it gives me some sort of a stable income, then I would be willing to go full-time trading. And even like then I could like even provide more content to my community, and maybe do like daily post-market analysis shows or pre-market analysis shows and stuff like this as well. So in the end, it will always go back to the community. So that's my thought process. So I just hate selling sellers so much, so that I really I kind of never want to do it. So that's just my 2 cents. So do you plan on like selling stuff, or are you selling stuff?
No, I don't plan on selling anything. I do have like a course that I'm writing. It's for free that anyone can take.
Oh, cool.
But if somebody wanted like personal, if somebody was bothering me to teach me this hands on, then I
Yeah,
would probably
sure.
make them pay me
Yeah,
for
sure,
that.
sure.
But
Obviously. Yeah, you can like I'm gonna link your Discord down below and your course as well. So like maybe people can check it out. Um, because I do think there are a lot of people also interested in crypto trading. I just kind of stepped away from crypto and now trading the futures. Focusing on ES and NQ, mostly NS. Yes, but it makes the most sense for me, especially with order flow. So I'm not any way into crypto, and I also think it's kind of rough. Like you say you want to transition away from crypto into the regular equity side, or into stocks, or where do you want to go? Or futures, stocks, forex? What are you looking at,
um,
or do you have
I'm
not
looking
really
at.
plans right now?
I'm deciding between forex and futures right now. They're both on Interactive Broker, so I guess I'll probably just do both on there. Um,
Nice.
uh, I just started. I don't know anything about traditional finance. Crypto is my entire knowledge base, so I don't even know where my niche would be in traditional finance.
Yeah, it's
I would imagine
definitely.
it. I would imagine something more obscure though, like penny stocks or something highly manipulated, because crypto is so highly manipulated. I don't know though for sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I would kind of stay away from. I don't want to push you in any direction here, really, but um, I just I don't want to like push in any direction, really. Like, but I kind of recommend you to trade futures. To be honest, maybe check out Fat Cat's channel, YouTube channel. He has really good content, like really good content. Like Basically my trading style is basically a bad scalping version of his trading style, like really bad, I guess. But he has really good content about futures, about the order flow and stuff like this. So definitely check him out if you want to get into futures. And I do think futures is the best product, especially to day trade. I don't know your style. Like if you're more like kind of swing trader who holds trades longer, I guess forex is okay too. But if you like want to be in and out quick and maybe re-enter and take a break even, re-enter, take a break even, re-enter until it finally goes, stuff like this. If you're like very fast paced trader and thinking very fast, like futures are the product to trade in my opinion. Like with futures, like you don't have the spread, you can just be in and out quick, you have low commissions, you have huge leverage. I think it's the best product to day trade, at least. I mean, they were made to be day traded. It's actually day trading product.
I don't really have a preference that way. I'm just gonna let the math decide what I trade. Whatever the math says I trade the best, that's probably what I'll trade. I
So
don't really have any
so
what's the
huge
word,
in
preference.
statistics and channeling, I guess, like because also earlier you kind of said about your playbook styles and stuff like this. You said like um, this has the more, so this style you want to rule based, you want to kind of, to me it kind of resonates with like you're pretty much a statistical guy who tracks everything and every trade, and you track everything and which does the best that you take based off the rules, and no
Absolutely.
emotions involved.
I I'm doing a new fee. I changed the fee structure for my paper trades in my channel, and I threw out all my information, and I'm just because the fees are different. Maybe the plays are different too. So I'm acting like I don't even know what I'm talking about and starting right from scratch just for a fee change.
Awesome. I think sometimes restarting it isn't that is actually kind of necessary and good. Like, especially like the market is always changing. Like market dynamics is always changing. You always have to adapt. You have to. It's not so volatile. So I don't know about crypto. I guess like crypto is also at this huge bear market right now. Now it's kind of just sometimes see it when I see random guys on YouTube or something like this talk about it. I don't really look at it. But in the futures, I can at least tell you like the volatility right now is so low on the ES. It's awful to trade, especially for my style. Like it's just not moving. This is stuck in these micro ranges, and it's just horrible for my edge and my style. So I have to adapt as well. I can't keep on trading at these small ranges. I have to look at bigger time frame plays. It's just what it is. The market is changing, and you can't fight the market. Like you can't. If you fight the market, you're just gonna get very poor very quick.
I would say the last 3 months were pretty rough in crypto too. The liquidity's been pretty bad for us too. Uh, but probably not as bad as you guys because there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's not ideal, that's for sure.
So which exchanges do you recommend, or do you trade on crypto? So where do you trade? Trade also.
Well, Bybit, if I recommend any exchange, it's Bybit. I was on there for a little while, and that was by far the best exchange for crypto I've ever used. They kicked me off, so
Why? Why do?
They kicked Canada,
Ah, Jesus.
and yeah, I'm in Canada, and a lot of exchanges are kicked out of Canada right now, and that's what happened. I'm on. I went from Bybit to KuCoin, and I don't recommend KuCoin, by the way. And now I'm on another exchange called Fairdesk, and I don't recommend that one either.
Jesus. Yeah, that's kind of rough. With crypto like this, no, everything not really regulated and stuff like this, and it's kind of sucks.
But I,
Probably.
I absolutely recommend Bybit though. Their liquidity was beautiful. Their GUI was good. Uh,
If you don't
when
mind
it
me
comes,
asking, how much of size are you averaging or trading? Like just to give the guys watching this just some basic understanding about the size. Because if you talk about liquidity, I guess you take trading kind of bigger positions. If you're having struggles with getting fills on liquidity, or is it just in general right now crypto is so low volume that you struggle to get fills at your prices, and no matter how which size you trade, pretty much.
I don't trade particularly big size. I don't have a set position size, so it's difficult to answer your question.
So you kind of
My
go depending. So you kind of have something I really actually like you saying. Like I think it's a good thing to depending on the setup, but depending on the EV of a setup, like to adjust position size, obviously. Um,
well, the I can show you I don't have it handy right now, but I
no problem.
use a formula to calculate the risk. I set the risk first, and then the risk tells me the position size.
And do you have kind of fixed profit and then stops, or based on your stats and based on your analysis and based on your data, or do you kind of adjust it depending on how the market reacts?
Um, I adjust it, but I have a baseline. I start at about 1 to 3 risk reward ratio, and then adjust it from there, depending on up or
Right.
down, depending on how scalpy the strategy is.
All right. So you're aiming for 1, 2, 3. That's great. Like,
On average, yeah.
yeah. So you're on average pretty fine with like a kind of low win as because I kind of expect like a 1, 2, 3. If you're running a 1, 2, 3, like your win rate ain't the best probably, but it's still fine with a 1, 2, 3, I guess. So you have no problems like having like a couple losers in a row, or do you have still like kind of mental struggles with if you're like then having a couple losers in a row and then getting into drawdown and stuff like this, maybe losing confidence, or is it for you fine to just say, okay, I'm using a 1, 2, 3. If I have with a 1, 2, 3, it's kind of to be expected to have like 5, 6 losers sometimes in a row, but my winners eventually will come and they will make up for it. Or is it something you
Yeah,
developed over time?
yeah, pretty much like that. It's just I forget what I was gonna say. Sorry.
No problem. Like with
Um,
the 1, 2, 3 and the low win rate, like is it something you have to develop over time that you get used to this, to having a
oh,
few losers in a row and a period of drawdown, or is it something you kind of still struggle with?
I actually shoot for about 40% accuracy. I
Oh,
try to have a
that's
low
good.
accuracy to
Yeah,
maximize sharp.
of 40% with a 1, 2, 3 is very good actually. So like if you can run 40% with a 1, 2, 3, that's awesome. And then you probably don't have that many losers in a row, anyways. I just know because for
Well, I do. I'm not any master trader. I
yeah.
regularly have 10 in a row wrong, like regularly.
Yeah, that's kind of and how did you get over this? So are you like still struggling with this at times that you kind of accept? Okay, that was the kind of the question I wanted to ask you. Like because if you run a 1, 2, 3 strategy, like it's totally normal that you have sometimes 10 in a row losers. Like it just happens if you run because in trading, like you can either do a 1 to 1 with about 50% win rate, or you can do 1, 2, 3, but then obviously your win rate probably gonna go down. So if you're running this high win, so high risk to reward setups, and I think 3 to 1 is not huge, but it's decent. Like it's already kind of high. So then obviously you're gonna have a lot of losers in a row as well, and that's kind of like for me personally it just doesn't work well for me because that's why I'm scalping, because scalping has a high win rate. Because I if I'm start having like 3, 4, 5 full stop outs in a row, I need to walk away for the day because just my psychology just goes out the window. Like I it's just for me, like personally, that's something I've noticed. That's why I need to scalp. But how did you overcome this, or how did you like? How do you approach this? Like knowing it, your winners will make back, or
It's hard. I especially running a low win rate like I do. It doesn't get easier to lose 10 in a row, no matter how many times it happens. It sucks every time. Question my whole existence every time it happens. I just deal with it. I guess I never really thought about how I handle it. I just do.
Yeah, you gotta keep on trading. And if you, what do you do if you're like kind of getting into a bigger drawdown? Are you do you have some sort of system in place that you kind of size down, or that you start? So if you're like kind of like now in 30% drawdown, are you sizing down, or do you keep on the same size because you know, or because you think like you shouldn't be sizing down because then your winners won't make up for the losers you took earlier? Or how do you approach it? That like, do you make it based of your, do you have a fixed kind of price that you're willing to lose and risk, or stuff like this per trade, or is it more like
Uh,
based on your account balance in
uh,
percentages?
Pretty much what you said. Like my risk can go all the way down to 10 cents, 10-cent risks. If I'm doing horrible, I'll just play around risking 10 cents at a time. And if I'm doing really well, I probably $50 is probably the highest risk I've ever got to. I don't think I've ever gone higher than that.
That's good risk management, though. Like, that's good risk management, I guess. And how many trades do you take a day on average?
Less than one. One every other day or so. It depends on the market. There's days where I take 15 in one day, and there's days where I take zero for the whole month. So it just depends on the market.
Okay, that's great. Like you, yeah, obviously, like you said earlier, you have your fixed setups. You have it very rule based. So the market represents the opportunity. You kind of take it. And do you like trade the weekends and stuff like this, or is it like, um, do you how or just during an? I mean, I'm not the expert in crypto, so I really don't know. But I expect like during the RTH session of the New York Stock Exchange, like there might be some more volume in crypto as well, or is this not the case and it's just crypto is just always around the same?
Uh, no, the sessions matter for sure. Lately, the Australian session has been insane. I don't know why. I don't have an explanation for it, but the Australian session has just been nuts lately. There's definitely some correlation to the exchanges for sure.
So you also track all this, like do you track your playbooks regarding to sessions and regarding to this everything as well, or just independent of sessions right now?
I I'm starting to do that, and for I would say no on average because for the
Yeah,
most of my career I haven't done that, but I recently have started doing that.
awesome, awesome. Like the more data you can get, the better, I guess. And that's also like
Absolutely.
something I wanna say to everybody listening this. Like if you're watching this, like start as early as possible recording yourself trading. Start as early as possible. Really like analyzing your trades, like tagging your trades, playbooking your setups, stuff like this, because it the data you collect right now is worth a lot in in months and years from now, basically. It's
How
like
much sleep? How much sleep you get? Your diet? How
everything.
stressed out you are? Things that you don't even realize matter
Yeah, huge,
amazingly to your
huge,
trading. Yeah,
huge.
super important.
Exactly. And it's always a, I say like the work you put in outside of your trading. I had sometimes I have this from something from SMB. I think like I picked it up there as well. So somewhere there said in one of the YouTube videos, I don't remember who it was. They said, yeah, the work you put in outside of your trading hours is a lagging indicator of your trading performance. And this resonated for me like so hard for basically my entire trading career here, because I know it. If I'm putting in more work outside of trading, it definitely is a lagging indicator of my trading success, because obviously it doesn't show up right away because you don't really get much out of it right away. But if you collect the data, then in a month or two from now, like then it will show. and that's something I really like highly recommend everyone to do and to get into.
I can't even tell you how often it's like, oh, what was that play back in January I took, and then and then I go through and say, oh, there it is, and then I know like months ago this play that I took just in the back of my head, and now I can go look at it on paper, a picture of it, my entry, my stop loss, and look at what I was thinking at the time, and I can go through all that. And it's amazing how much that changes the game. It's so much.
Yeah. And also what you said like really resonated with me right now, the thing about your personal life. So for me, I also put out a video about it today. Like lately, my life's been less disciplined, less structured because I am no longer competing in sport. And yeah, really focusing on trading and actually putting more work into trading. But my life is just not as disciplined anymore, not as structured. I'm not doing sports anymore. Really, like I'm not watching my diet, stuff like this. And now I'm like lacking discipline in trading. I always was very disciplined in trading, and now all of a sudden, because my life's no longer being it's no longer disciplined, so my trading is not disciplined either. And I kind of just realized it because 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, when I posted a kind of update, how my trading journey is going, and I said like, yeah, I don't know why, but I'm just not disciplined anymore. Like I'm having a really rough time now, like in drawdown, blah blah blah, losing accounts on the funded side. And someone said, yeah, in the comments, yeah, just try to be disciplined in life. Like if you're disciplined in life, um, be disciplined in life, have a structured life, like do the stuff, then it's easier to be disciplined in trading. And then I thought about it and I said, oh Jesus, like since when I'm no longer disciplined in my life? Yeah, like about a month, 1.5 months. Since then my life's no longer disciplined, and therefore since then I'm also struggling with the discipline in trading. So it's totally what you said, 100%.
And like it'll show up in other areas of your life too. Like I was I was terrible at budgeting money before trading, and the exact same mindset of write everything down and how you were thinking. Now I write my budget like that, and my budgeting, my finances have changed drastically just from changing my mindset of track everything.
Yeah, tracking is key. Like tracking everything is key. Like I already had this from sports because I was always there, kind of tracking everything as well. But I think like if you don't track your success, like how do you know if you're actually getting better or worse, or what you're actually doing or improving on? And do you have like I did see you have a big journal now. You said you have it on Discord. And then kind of do you have a also emotional, or do you emotional, also do you journal your emotions as well, and like your psychology aspect of trading, or are you kind of only or mostly journaling your actual trades and then like the data you get from trading?
I I do my best. I've taken some stuff out of my journaling. Like, I don't want my Discord people to know my diet or how many times I go to the bathroom or something like that. But I do my
today,
best.
today I had to go 3 times to my bathroom. Therefore, my win rate was about 2 times higher, 2% higher.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, journaling the emotions is huge, I think. And do you have, when you set your goals? I mean, you said your strategy is very rule based, so I guess there's not much. You kind of get the emotions mostly out of it with that as well, and you kind of have strict rules. So I think like if you that's the huge advantage in my opinion if you have a rule based strategy, that you don't rely on emotions so much, or do you still sometimes, even though all your rules align and you think you know you should be taking this trade and you don't, or the other way around? Or is it like something you've done in the past and now kind of found your peace
If
with?
I leave it to emotions, I will fall apart. I need a rule. I need a set rule and and a set point of invalidation. or I'm just gonna fall apart. I'll go. My brain will flip short, long, 15 times in a minute if I don't already have it written down.
I know that feeling. Okay, so but then I guess it's not so important for you to channel your trade as you to channel your emotions. But my question kind of like, do you, even though you have this extremely rule based system you're trading, like, do you still have problems sometimes with your psychology that you say, like, even though, like, for example, you have this free bar setup you talked about earlier, follow through, free bar, consolidate, follow through, and if you see this, then sometimes you think like, and I'm not taking it because of some sort of emotions, or this is not really a break bar, but I'm still taking it because I think it's going.
It's I wouldn't say it's emotional, but it's definitely a subjective factor where I'm like, does this is this really wide enough? Is there wide enough range in this bar to be a wide range bar? Is this bar resting well enough to be a resting bar?
But
Like,
but that gets kind of into intuition. Like, I think that's also what you kind of need as a good trader. Like, I don't think you. I really don't think. Like, I'm think probably gonna people hate me for that saying that, but I don't think you can be profitable over a long time if you're a strictly rule based trader without any intuition bias in taking trades, or like if you're straight up like trading a strategy or signals without any intuition or experience. I just don't think it's good enough. Like, I think no matter how good a style is, like, just taking it off of a signal, I just don't think it works. Like, I think why most also your trading style, for example, like, that's what I kind of meant earlier when I talked about, like, traders who kind of, how should I say it, who sell courses and stuff like this. So basically, like, even if you teach your free bar playbook setup, for example, like bar consolidate bar setup, like, another person who you taught this to probably won't take the same entries, same stops, and same take profits than you, even though you taught them to it, and you look at the same setup, but you just have this intuition into you because you've seen this so many times and traded this setup so many times. So you just have a feel for it and an intuition that says, this just doesn't feel right. And on another time where it might not be exactly the entry point, you still say, okay, this one just feels right. And that's like what I think then separates where like experience comes into play. And this is what separates then good traders from not profitable traders.
well, I have two completely conflicting opinions about that, so I'll give you them both.
Yeah, I should.
Um, I cannot. I know how to write a little bit of Pine script. I wouldn't say I'm skilled at it, but I the specific 3 bar play. I I could probably code into Pine script, but I it would not be profitable that way. Like I could not. I need the subjective part to my trading. I fully admit that, but my mentor, his name is the dude. He's he owns Three Dudes Capital. Uh, he's a coder on Mech C, and his at one point all whole top 10 of Mech C's leaderboard was his bots. So like he can definitely trade without intuition at all. So it is
Okay.
possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess for some people it might be, but even if then, like, I probably think you need to constantly adjust your because the market conditions are always changing, I guess. So I think even this huge hedge funds who have their HFTs running, so that's so high frequency trading algorithms, they always have like always update them constantly, because like it's always changing. You have always make adjustments to them. So I think it's rough. I think it's real rough, but like you said, like probably possible, but very very rough. And yeah, I think I think experience is a huge thing. Like just my
Well,
opinion.
I think I can settle this in a way that we both agree is that market makers don't use intuition at all, and they're certainly profitable.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but that's what I said. They like we don't have to agree. That's the good thing here. Like I'm not. But I think like even market makers and HFTs, like they are constantly adjusting their HFTs. Like I don't
Uh,
think a
When I say
HFT,
that,
a market maker
I mean
HFT.
I mean specifically the market maker that trades the spread, that buys the ask and sells to the bid. There's no intuition in that at all, or changing. It's just buying the bid, selling the ask.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I guess yes, but still, like depending on volatility, you can get messed up with that as well. I guess like if you compare the for example, like I'm trading the S, so I can only talk really about the S. So I've only really I have a really good understanding about the US order flow. That's like the only thing I really feel confident enough to speak about, and it's like constantly changing. Like each month it looks different. Like if you look, for example, like during the Ukraine war and stuff like this, you had such a huge volatility. It was like the ranges. It was moving in 2.5 point ranges, like pa, 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 pa. That was how the order flow was looking. Right now,
What
like it's like 2 3 ticks, you know. I,
what is the spread? What kind of spread do you deal with on ES?
it's just 1 tick. That's the
Just one
good
tick.
thing about futures. So that's why I kind of like, I don't want to push you into futures, but is futures is just a day trading product actually made to day trade. So you don't have an actual spread if you buy the limit. So if you buy the bid and sell the ask, you make money. So on, for example, on the yes, you have on average, like depending on the broker you use, but you have between three and I say like $4, between $3 and $4 commissions, for example, on the yes, and each tick has a value on the yes on a full contract of $12.50. So if you just buy the bid and sell the ask, you make $8 of profit basically. So that's why futures are so nice, kind of. So and and that's why you can then that's why you can get in and out of trades quick. That's what I kind of may wanted to say. If you like want to take trades fast, and maybe like you take it, it doesn't go, you just take a break even, and you just have to for or if it goes against you, if you get a good entry and it goes against you, for example, for me, for example, if I have an emergency stop in place just in case it just tanks on me. But usually, if I get filled and I see the trade is not working, it usually pulls back to my entry or very close to my entry if my entry is good, before it goes really down. So I can almost always I get out for a small loss, very small loss, or close to break even, or at least I try. And if it goes my way, I can also like I have an average trade holding time in my of 30 seconds. Like you couldn't be really trading if you're trading something with a spread or if crypto and you're on average holding your trades 30 seconds. I don't think you can be profitable. Like the commissions would just eat you up. So it's just a different environment, I guess. And it
Market makers don't pay fees though.
yeah they
Uh,
they get paid.
so,
They get
yeah,
paid. That's market makers is a huge thing. Like and I think like that's market makers love 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 liquidity. So that's kind of my thought process behind my trading. I look where liquidity might be and where the market makers might want to take the market to, and then like looking at the times and sales and seeing big buyers and stuff like this, and reloading and refilling, and just getting a feel and a direction where them. So it's a lot of based to feel like where the market makers wanna basically take the trade to.
I've had 38% slippage one time in crypto. My stop loss at the time I think was like 5%. It skipped right over the stop loss.
Oh Jesus.
The exchange refunded me for it. It wasn't a big deal, but I still can't believe that it was 38% slippage.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, if you're making money crypto, I don't wanna like in any way talk you out of it. But maybe give futures a try. Look into it. Maybe check out Fat Cat's YouTube channel after this, and give futures a try. Just check it out. Like they're really in my opinion, the product to be day traded. So they were designed to be day trading product. They are regulated. So I think that's where it's at to if you're a day trader. But obviously, if you're making money crypto, like obviously, never change a winning system.
Well, it's all about the math to me. If the market suits my strategies, then I'm more than willing to trade other markets. But just right now, I just happen to be on Bitcoin primarily.
Yeah, great. Yeah, like I said, if you and I do think like is it also like I back in 2019 or 20 when I was also into crypto, there it was on if you got limit fills on buying, so if you got limit fills with the brokers Bybit and stuff like this, you kind of got paid like for market making. Is it still the case, or do you pay commissions for the trades?
It's volume based, so like a small person will pay money, will pay fees, and a large whale will get paid fees.
Yeah, jeez.
Unfortunate, but that's the way
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah, but that's kind of the same. It works in futures as well. So the market makers who probably make the most money, who probably have the most money, or for sure have the most money, they get paid to make the market, and but yeah, and we day traders, we with our small accounts, we have to pay commissions to trade. That kind of sucks. And also like futures has the disadvantage that you kind of have to invest first a little bit because you do need some software to trade it, I guess, like seriously, and you do have to pay for live data and stuff like this. So there's a little like gap to get into them. You have to get some software. You have to get data. You have to get a broker, stuff like this. And with crypto, it's very easy entry. So that's also thing why during the bull market so many people jumped at the crypto train.
Yeah, that's also a problem with crypto, though. It's not rational, not nearly as rational as traditional markets.
Yeah, but traditional markets are also not always rational. They can do whatever they want as well.
I was talking with a guy the other day. He trades futures, and he was expecting to make something like 300R per year, 300 times what he risks in a year. And to me, that's an absurd number. Like 40R a year is good for me.
I think it kind of depends on your trading style. Like if you're a scalper, you obviously make you can't. I think you can't really say that. So just my opinion again. Like obviously, like I don't know how 3,000 hour or 300. What did you say? Like three
300R
300
a
hour.
year, so basically
Yeah,
one
that's
one
good.
a day.
That's good. But that's it depends. Like if you're trading futures, a lot of people, if you're trading futures, they are kind of scalping. So and if you're scalping, you take like I don't know, like you take like 10 to 20, or maybe I know some guys who are actually profitable from my Discord, for example, like traders better than me who take they scalping the NQ and they are taking like 30 trades a day. So they're risking basically 30 hours a day. So they do make more than 1 hour a day. They do make 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day on average, So, but then obviously your R is smaller. Like you're not risking full like you probably like 2 or 3% of your account per trade. That just doesn't work out. So it depends, I guess. Like it depends on how big your R is. Like is your R something that's very big, or is it just a small R? Like with futures, it's a little
Uh,
bit different, I guess.
I'd on average, I'm working up like I do dynamic, not percent based. So like it starts at 10 cents and works its way up, and and like I said, I think $50 R was the highest I've ever got.
Did you win that 50 hour trade? $50 trade?
No, I went back down, so I lost that.
Ah, Jesus.
I think I did 3 months at 50 R's.
Okay. Uh, yeah.
That
Anyways,
was
like, do you have let's try to wrap this up. We're going for a while here. Like, do you have like anything like you wanna like have like especially new traders, up and comer traders, motivated traders? What are like your let's say 5 key points, um, or three, however many you want, basically, which you really wanna tell them that they should do or they should avoid or they should focus on? Like, what do you think are the most important things when it comes to trading? And yeah.
um, track your trades. That's number one. If you're not
Big
tracking
one.
it, you have zero chance. Verify everything. If somebody says something works, don't believe them. Test it for yourself. Um, have a have a data set. Like write down your practice trades and have a data set before you take real money trades. Like you should know the actual dollar or the actual number of your expectancy of that trade before you take it.
Good one as well.
Um, um, what else? Surviving is more important than winning. Um,
Yeah,
a
big
lot of
one.
people, a lot of people lose for a long time. So not losing all your money is more important than winning a lot of money.
Obviously, like surviving is
And
big.
that's pretty much it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, thanks. And then like tell me again your Discord where we can find you, or if you have Twitter or anywhere where you can be found. I will also like kind of link it as well in the video description. But if or in the pinned comment, because I don't think I can link stuff in the video description yet. I have to check, but I link it either in the video description or in the pinned comment. So where can we find you? And yeah.
My Twitter is at James Smee. I think I'm shadow banned though, so you're probably not even gonna find me.
Jeez.
And my Discord is called Dude's Discord.
Ah, cool. Okay, thank you very much, and I'm gonna link you and stuff like this, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a very green week ahead.
Thank you. Bye bye. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.